Ellensburg Blue, one of the rarest agates that you can find in America, and the story of how I found it is even crazier. Pretty cool. So here it is, Ellensburg Blue, the famous sky blue agate that you can only find in Ellensburg, Washington. It's very sought after by many collectors, and I'm super lucky to find it. I'd say this is like the #1 rock that I'd want to find in all of Washington State. If you know, you know. It's famous, it's valuable, and it's pretty, if you like the color blue. How valuable, you ask? Well, here's just a quick screen grab. I typed in Ellensburg Blue in eBay, and here are the prices for some of these stones and what they're going for. Now some of these are admittedly fake or mislabeled, but it gives you a good idea. Now, if you want to find Ellensburg Blue, normally what you do is you'd go to the Rock and Tomahawk Ranch, and you'd pay them to dig on their land. However, that place is closed now. But I came all the way out here to Washington, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to find some public creeks around the area and see if I can find it. Now, already I'm finding basalt rock. Basalt rock is a great sign for any agate collector, because sometimes agate forms in those vascular holes. So I know I'm at least on the right track. This is a pretty easy access point, so if it's here, it's probably been picked over. I probably have to go further in. So no luck in this particular creek. I'm going to either have to go up further or wait for a storm to wash some stuff down. Now, I did find this one piece of basalt rock. You see that small little hole? That is filled with chalcedony. That's great. I'm going to crack that open and see if there's any blue in there. And nothing. All right, I'm going to have to go further in. Spot number 2 is a small tract of public land that I found just up in the mountains. Now, my first priority is to check if there is that volcanic basalt rock up there, and yes, there is. Great. We're in good shape. Is there any blue? Not that I am seeing. I'm starting to realize why this rock is so hard to find, but I'm not done yet. I'm going to check out one other creek. And in this creek, I'm going to look down and I see something. Like, I found this small bit of something right here, but I'm not even sure it's agate really. And it's definitely not blue. So there I am, ready to give up. I'm walking home. I'm on this trail, and who do I run into but this guy right here?
What up? This is Steve. He's the expert.
This is Lumberjack Steve. I was walking by this guy, and he yells out to me. He's like, "Hey, you find anything good?" And I'm like, "Nope, didn't find it." And he's like, "Follow me. I know where it is. I'll take you there." And I was like, "You're kidding. You're going to take me to your spot?" And he's like, "Yeah, just follow me." And I was blown away by this guy's generosity. He took me right to a place where you can find Ellensburg Blue agate just right there in the mountain. There it is, Ellensburg Blue. Now, this particular piece has some waterline marks on it, but it has that nice sky blue color that we're looking for. This is Ellensburg Blue. Now, apparently the trick is to hike until you find some small bit of white and then start chipping into it. And this was hard work. This was a lot of hard hammering. Bring a chisel if you go, because I definitely wish that I had. Now, Steve, my guide, was after larger rocks, but I was just after some of that really nice deep blue color. The other thing to know is it's probably not safe to go looking for this stuff alone. You should probably have a buddy. Steve was telling me that the few times he went alone, he ran into some wildlife, so be careful out there. Now, I think my best one of the day had to be this one right here. Nice waterline marks, nice deep blue color. I just was floored by these finds. And can you find this stuff in the creek? Definitely. I've seen a lot of people find it there, but I think this is the source. I think this is like the mountain that they're all tumbling down, which is just amazing to find. Now, these agates occur in the seams of larger rocks, so you're going to want to find like the crevices in between. Find the vugs, find the holes. And if it's white, you're going to want to like dig deep underneath that white, because underneath is where you'll find that nice blue color. I really had to watch my footing on all of this scree, all of this loose pebbles. It wasn't really the safest spot that I've ever gone rock hounding, but one of the most rewarding spots for sure. So these are just small chips that I'm finding. I think my largest one that I found today was like a golf ball sized one that unfortunately I did crack in half, so 2 halves of a golf ball, I guess, but Steve tells me he's pulled out geodes like the size of grapefruits from this area, but it does require a lot of work, a lot of digging. We were on this mountain for maybe 3 hours, plus the 2-hour hike that took us there. The other thing that was strange is that while I was up there on the mountain, there were 6 other people digging for this stuff, which makes me think it's not as secret as people think it is, but I guess it's just a locally guarded secret. So unfortunately, this is going to be one of those rocks where I cannot tell you how I found it, because somebody else showed me, and I promised I wouldn't blow up their spot. But here's a hint, it's in Ellensburg. Look north of Ellensburg. I cannot believe my luck in just finding such a cool guy on the side of the trail who's willing to show another rockhound an amazing spot. Ellensburg Blue is just a once-in-a-lifetime rock to be able to find, and I think you can tell by the tone of my voice how excited I am and how grateful I am for strangers like Lumberjack Steve. Ellensburg Blue. Pretty cool.